Hike. I'm curious about the like four guard lineup that you use with Marcus. Obviously, it makes you explosive on the offensive end, but it also makes you small on the inside. Just what is the thinking behind sticking with that lineup against big teams like Oregon?
It's hard. Hamir got in early foul trouble. He had 3 in the first half, and you just couldn't be big. And then when you get behind, we're trying to we got to score. And so, a lot of that lineup we had when we played Colorado, and sometimes we had it against Utah. We were able to get away with it, but tonight didn't work. It just didn't. The game tonight was decided by the 3-point line, and losing Duarte and losing Eric Williams, I think their 2 best 3-point shooters. We felt like that wouldn't be one of their strengths, and that was as good a shooting performance as we played against this year.
Hey, and then just this last thing for me, just in terms of like the big picture here, obviously there's like 7 games left on the schedule if you don't play that the game with
Arizona State.
Yeah. Obviously this season has been challenging on so many different levels, obviously. But how would you describe this year?
Challenging, frustrating. I think those would be two words, challenging and frustrating. Uncertainty in a lot of ways. But everybody's been having to deal with it. It's, we're just blessed that we're playing games and kids are able to play. And the one thing that we've been able to be successful in is staying healthy. And that's really probably the most important thing, especially during these times. And I'll knock on wood to make sure we stay that way for the rest of the year. So, just got to be resilient, go through it, keep working hard, keep getting better, and learn from, unprecedented season.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Percy. Lauren, go ahead. Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
You've talked about the defensive adjustments you made ahead of the UCLA game. Now, do you kind of go back? Are there more adjustments that you're going to want to be making here?
There's not too many adjustments you can make. You have an engine, and you got to be able to, we did it, and we're just, we're breaking down a few too many times. And, tonight we tried to go back to our original zone for the most part, just to give them a different look. And, I felt with losing those 3-point shooters that it would be a little bit different. But once they got hot, we tried to make the adjustment. And once they were hot, they were hitting the end of the shot clock threes. They were, hitting from deep. We're just, that's 12 threes, shooting 50% from the 3-point line is not a winning recipe for us. So there was a lot of breakdowns for sure, but they also made some tough shots.
And then you mentioned that this season has been frustrating, and I'm sure that's true for your players as well. What's your message to them now?
I think just in life, you can feel sorry for yourself, or you can move forward and try to better yourself. And I was hit, personally with people that I know from COVID, and there's just so much stuff going on that you got to be resilient, and you've got to be focused, and you got to stay positive. I mean, those are key traits to being successful in life. And these are great life lessons. Basketball is a great way to teach life. And, it's tough times, but these kids, I'm really proud of them because we obviously haven't won and had the season that we wanted. There's still a lot of games left, and a lot of basketball, and a lot of chance to get better. I believe, and I told them this, I think we can beat any team in our league, and we've proven it when we play the right way. We don't have a large margin for error, but that's going to help us get better if we can do that. So for the most part, great learning lessons, but not just for basketball, but for life.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Hop. The difference between Quad A, between the first and second halves is what?
We you know, like in our games this year, you know, he's our number one scorer, and he only had, I think, took one shot. So we tried to get him more involved in the offense. But with that being said, we wanted him to also distribute. I felt like, you know, we've got good offensive players out there, and sometimes we forget to make that extra pass and to help our teammates. And so just try to get him going, try to get him energized, try to get him a rhythm. And, you know, we started the second half, I thought, really, really well, not just by him trying to score, but him looking to score. Two guys come and then made a couple passes, and we just couldn't keep it up. But that was the difference. We went to him.
Oh, and also just real quick, just it almost feels like from now on, are you simply just going to be practicing on the defensive end? Because it looks like you got the offensive side.
Well, you got to keep the rhythm of it, and we still have to be better. I mean, I felt like tonight, like we turned it over a few too many times. We need to make better, you know, extra passes. But the defensive end, you know, we just, you know, the 3-point line is something that we defend. We take pride in. The last two games, it's 11 and 12. In 11, and then we fouled 3-point shooters. I think we fouled one tonight, so it's like 13 and 14 threes. You know, we can't do that. We just can't do that. So yes, I shouldn't say the whole practice will be defense, but a majority of it will for sure.
Thanks, Hop.
You're welcome.
All right, Nick Mindro, go ahead, Nick.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for doing this. So starting off the game, things were looking up, and Marcus Tsohonis hit that 3 to put you guys up 18-14. And then Oregon went on a little bit of a run there in the middle of the first half. What was working well to start out, and then kind of what changed there?
I think we came out with great energy, and we're moving the ball, sharing the ball. And then we go through periods where, you know, the Oregon starts amping up their defense a little bit, and we just get a little selfish. You know, we get one-dimensional. You know, we took it up against a 7-footer. You know, it's just, you know, plays where you get a 7-footer up guy help, you come to a jump stop, you kick out, you find an open man, and you know, that's how you win, by sharing it and doing it as a team. And we just go through some periods. If I haven't gotten a shot, they try to go out and they try to get their own shot, and it's just not acceptable. We don't have a large margin for error, you know, sometimes that happens. It happened tonight during a period, and trying to regain that is very difficult. So, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Nick.
All right, guys, we have time for 2 more. I'm going to go to Dan Rayleigh and then Maz right after that. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, Mike. Hey, you made a substitution almost like 15 seconds into the game, and it made your team quite a bit smaller. Were you just trying to get somebody's attention when you did that?
Hamir had 2 fouls.
15 seconds in, huh?
Was it? No. Was it?
I think Roberts threw up an air ball then he went out.
Yeah, what it was, yeah, it was sending a message for sure.
Okay.
What it was it was how we were going to press break, and the wrong person took out the press break. So it was lack of focus for me.
All right, go ahead, Maz, for the last question. Thank you.
Hey, Hop, just kind of maybe on the same vein. In terms of the guarding the 3-point, is that just lack of recognition and getting out to that spot, or communication?
I think it's a little bit of both. There's communication, and then there's awareness. Against Oregon State, there was a lot of lack of communication. Tonight, it was lack of awareness. And that just means when the ball gets into a certain part of the defense, you know, shooters are moving, and you have to be aware. And then you also have to be aware some guys might not be great shooters, but after they make 1 or 2, you have to change the way you're defending them. And that's where we didn't make the adjustment.